With the move to online teaching in the COVID-19 crisis, I think people are looking for options on how they can create content for their classes. And usually, people would think that making a PowerPoint presentation or a video, these are the preferred options, or this is something that I really have to do. And teachers tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves. They're making videos is by no means easy. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of preparation. Even a PowerPoint presentation, it has to be visually very effective. Only then it is worth making one. So if you just copy paste a text and put it on a set of slides, that doesn't become an effective presentation, and that will not be a great online teaching tool. And so I thought I would come up with some options for teachers of commerce, management, and economics in particular, because I'm a teacher of commerce. And that's why I thought that these I need to come up with something for people who teach business studies. And so that's why I've come up with a collection of various options you can use to develop your e-content for your online classes. As I have just mentioned, in this video, I'm going to cover what your options as a teacher are beyond PowerPoint presentations and videos. So, what is it that you can do which is beyond this, and probably a little less pressure than making a PowerPoint or a video? I'm just listing out some of your options. I will explain each one of these. Now, your options are blog posts, checklists, ebooks, infographics, collages, problem solution scenarios, and case studies. All these above and beyond, or even beyond PowerPoints and videos. Now, a blog, many of you might be familiar with what a blog is, but for those who are uninitiated in what blogs are, a blog is an online journal or an informational website where opinionated writers and curious readers meet. Now, this is ideal as a form of e content for teachers who love to write, who will probably want to explain some theoretical concepts, some in-depth discussions or writing which they would like to share with their students. And this blog is excellent. There are lots of free sites like Blogger and which is a Google offering for blogs. Like that, you can have a free blog and you can post there, or you can even have your own WordPress site and um, continue writing and engaging with your students. So it is an excellent way of sharing e-content. Teachers can use checklists. Now, what are checklists? Checklists break down complex tasks and they can help students develop metacognitive awareness about their intellectual processes. That means it basically helps them develop a better understanding of a concept by breaking it down, or a process. Supposing you're teaching them uh, a problem which involves a number of steps, then having a checklist for that would break it down, make it easier for them to remember. It would make it easier for them to understand and apply it. So checklists are great if you want to try them. Ebooks, that is electronic books, have become very popular, and if you have your own written material which you would like to share with your students, then they are an excellent way to share e-content with your class. Now, what is an e-book? It's nothing but an electronic version of your traditional print books. These ebooks can be downloaded over the internet, and they can be read either by using a personal computer or a device like a tab, or even by using an app like Kindle, or you can even have iBooks and things like that. So ebooks are also an option which you would like, which you could consider if you like to write and you have written material which you expressly want to share with your students. Infographics are, as the name itself suggests, information in graphic form. So it's a collection of graphic forms like pictures, charts, graphs, and very little text. It is minimal text, and the idea behind an infographic is to give an easy to understand overview of a topic. So you want to show information or share information with your students. It could be anything. It could be information relating to, say, how foreign direct investment has been coming in over the last, say, how many ever years. You want to break it up into decades, or you want to break it up into 5 years or every 2 years and show. So something like that. You can effectively use infographics to convey a lot of statistical information, and it will help your students, rather than you go on pages and pages of things like that, or give them many tables and or graph or some charts with some basic minimum data. Will break it down for them and make it really easy. There are free sites on the internet which you can look out for, and you'll be able to create your own infographics there. Collages can be made in digital format, and they are a very useful tool to get your students thinking deeply about how to compose different images or graphics. And it's also a great tool for you to get your students to experiment with visual storytelling. So this also, you'll find a lot of free sites where you can create collages online. Now you can use problem solution scenarios wherever you want your students to make certain decisions, or you want them to learn how the decision making process works. So a problem solution scenario is something like you're stranded in a desert, and now you have very limited resources, and you are a handful of people. You have less water, you have less food, and now how will you sustain until help reaches you in the next 3 or 4 days, right? So this is a kind of a scenario which helps you to test the creative thinking ability of your students. It helps your students to identify problems. It helps them to analyze the best course of action to be taken in a particular situation or with the given constraints, by taking into consideration the relative advantages and disadvantages, and then finally choosing an option and taking some action in that direction. So this is also a great way to introduce participation and a two-way dialogue in your online teaching sessions through problem solution scenarios. Now, all teachers of business studies, commerce, economics, management are familiar with case studies. Now, if you use case studies in your online teaching classes, or even as pre-work for a class, it will definitely help to improve your retention of your class. It will facilitate active exchange and participation in a class. Now, all these some of these means which I have suggested, like problem solution scenarios, I've suggested case studies, I've suggested collage making and infographics. All these can be used to get your class to participate and interact. Otherwise, online teaching becomes, if you use a video or you use a PowerPoint presentation, most of the time it's one way interaction. It's like the class has no choice other than just to listen to you and probably just respond. These things will get them to think and participate. So thank you. I hope all of you got some ideas and insights into some different ways in which you can create e-content and share with your class. You can get your class also to create some e-content and make it an interesting exchange of information and learning for both the teacher as well as the students. Thank you.